Hi beauties, Jireh back. Welcome back everyone. If you're new, I'm so grateful that you clicked on this channel and you're on this journey with me. So basically this is just, it's my growing and leveling up journey, but I'm bringing you guys along because my desire is to help people make better decisions and really to help the next generation, our children, to be able to look at us and want to model and mirror maybe some of the things that we have done. I feel like our current generation right now, if we look at our parents, we're pretty much trying to heal and be the complete opposite of what they were. And so my heart really goes out for kids, and especially kids who are in single parent homes, because that trying to navigate that trauma and the understanding of, you know, the family unit is supposed to look like this, but mine looks like this, and, you know, searching for love and all that stuff as you grow up, I think that can really deter somebody from their purpose and what they were created to do. And so if we're able to start with ourselves and be accountable and be strong and you know, not go after what we want right now, but delay our gratification for the bigger picture, then I feel like we will start pursuing greatness and stop chasing love. And then, you know, when you do find love, you'll be in alignment and you'll be building together, and we can have, you know, healthier families and healthier homes and stronger people, because we'll have stronger children who grow up to strong adults and make strong decisions, and it's just a repeating cycle, you know. And so this is for me, but it's for you guys too, you know, whoever feels like they've been in a place of you know, maybe using excuses to pave the way for them, or you've just realized like, hey, I need to get my crap together. This is for you guys. And so today we're going to be talking about what does elegance look like? What does it mean to be elegant? You know, and all from obviously my point of view. But if you guys have not checked out the Essence of Confidence video, check that out, because it's everything I pretty much talk about, guys, is starting with yourself. When you know who you are, who you are, what you were created to do, where you want to go, your strengths and your weaknesses. When you start understanding all of that, I feel like you can start moving better in life, moving from a game plan or initial point that is going to create a good game plan for you for success. Because I feel like none of us know who we are or even who we want to be. It's just like, you know, pleasure seeking or entertainment, you know, attention seeking and all this other stuff, instead of like being like, okay, how do I want my 5 years to look? How do I want my 10 years to look? How do I want my 15 years to look? And what do I have to do in order for it to look that way? Instead of just living life on a YOLO and then like, how did I get into this situation? You know, like, what am I gonna do now? And now let me figure it out. You know, like, that's a horrible place to start. Like, let's start now when we don't have any distractions, instead of trying to start later when, you know, your plate is completely full. And so, elegance, just like confidence, I believe starts with understanding who you are. You know, who are you currently? Do you like who you are? You know, are there things that you need to start doing? Are there things that you need to stop doing? And who do you want to be? 5 people, what book was it that I read? I read this book, and it said, I think it was the John C. Maxwell book, like maybe The Leader Within You or something. But he was talking about write down 5 people that you admire, and write down everything that you admire. Yes, and then write down people that you probably wouldn't take advice from, and write down the reasons why you wouldn't take advice from them, and then kind of compare those and see if there are things that you do that fall in line with the people that you admire, or with the people that you want to take advice from. And then the positive things, if you have like things within yourself, create a work habit to increase that and build upon it. And if with the people that you want to take advice from, if you guys also have like things, create a work plan to have those be eliminated from your life, you know? And so the reason I go into that is because, like, just like with elegance, or just like with confidence, elegant, like if you don't know where you are starting from, you don't know where to go. And so people always talk about elegance in the form of looking a certain way, you know, like, or certain families, like the royal family, they would say is a very elegant family. Or there could be like some celebrities or entertainers who people would be like, oh, I feel like she's very elegant. Like Grace Kelly, she's very elegant. And so I think there is a look that sometimes people want to see when they think of elegance. But when I think of elegance, you know, like my meaning or definition of elegance is like, okay, one, how do you act based on who do you want to be, you know? So if you want to be this person taken seriously, who is kind and compassionate and has empathy for people and is a hard worker, but, you know, you're lazy and you're rude and you sometimes snap, then let me stop. If you want to be that person, but you have negative qualities, like you're lazy and you're rude, however, maybe you might look like somebody from the royal family, to me, you're not an elegant person. You know, like you just understand how elegance looks, you know, but you don't have the whole package embodied. And my desire is like, yo, if you say that you're a Rough Rider, you better be a Rough Rider. You know, like if you say you're sweet, don't just look sweet, be sweet. You know, if you say you're kind, don't just look kind, be kind. You know, don't just be like, allow your words to have weight. You know, like if you're gonna say that you're this, that, and the other, then do the work so that you can truly be this, that, and the other. Okay? And so I feel like when you start understanding, you know, who you are, who you want to be, and I want to say it like this, like who you currently are, who you want to be, and what you need to do to become that person that you want to be. I feel as though once that work starts, you will become molded into an elegant person of whatever version, or an elegant person of whatever version or whatever arena you're trying to be in. Okay, because like, for instance, although I feel elegance does look the same, I think it's different for different people. And I would explain this as in, if we broke it down into like race, you could have like a white woman who people may consider elegant, a black woman who people may consider elegant, an Asian woman who people may consider elegant, but based on their culture, they may do things a little bit differently, but the overall underline of an outsider looking in, the way that they carry themselves, the way that they speak, the you know, even maybe the boundaries that they have set in place for themselves and for others to understand them better. People can point at them and say like, yes, that's a very elegant woman. That's a very, you know, elegant man. And so for me, I think when you start, I want to say leveling up into elegance, that's what I would call it. And you start understanding currently where you are and where you want to be. If your current and your future are not matching up, that's where the work begins and the change starts to happen, because maybe the behavior that you currently involve yourself in, you start to learn and understand like, okay, it's not it's not favorable to just be loud for no reason if we're not at a game, you know, like in the middle of the street, me yelling at somebody is not going to maybe get me the results that I'm looking for. But if I'm in the stadium and I'm yelling for like Atlanta Falcons, you know, like obviously that's going to get me some high fives and fist pumps and stuff. And so understanding like what that journey is going to look like. And I feel as though when you start operating in that space, that's when your mind shit starts changing. And naturally, people would say elegant people are like more demure and more reserved and more quiet. And I don't think it's a trait of trying to be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna not talk to anybody because I'm elegant, you know, or I'm gonna keep to myself because I'm elegant. But I feel as though when you start growing and learning, it's more of like a self-shock, a self-understanding of like, wow, I used to act that way and that is not okay. Or, you know, like I used to, you know, do things like that and that's not okay. And so you naturally start removing yourself from certain situations, or even changing your language, or changing your behavior. Like for me, for instance, I would say like when I was in college, I used to cuss. And then and even when I got out of college, I would cuss and stuff. And then as I started growing and just like thinking of the woman that I want to be, and like the wife that I want to be, and the mother that I want to be, like I don't want to cuss around my children. I don't ever want to cuss to my husband. You know, so like I was like, okay, I have to stop cussing. And it's crazy because I do feel like, I think people would say like society would be like, they would deem a person who doesn't cuss, you know, all the time as an elegant person. And although that is a trait of possibly being elegant, I was like, oh, I want to be elegant now, so I'm going to stop cussing. The reason I stopped cussing is because I was thinking of the woman that I want to be. And it just happened to be that the woman that I want to be does not cuss. And that is an elegant trait. Y'all see where I just went with that? And so I feel as though when you start growing on your journey and you start understanding what behavior is good and what behavior is bad, or I want to say like good and bad, because I don't really think there is any good and bad. It's just what you deem acceptable, you know? Because what I may feel like is good, possibly somebody of another religion would be like, oh no, that's bad, you know? So I would say what you deem is acceptable. And so now I don't cuss, because like I'm like, I know that if I continue to cuss just on a everyday, regular day basis, I'm possibly gonna cuss to my husband or my boyfriend if we got in an argument, or if things got hard and I was around my kids, I might say like the F word, and then they're like, mommy, and I'm like, oh my God, you know? So just a little example. But there's also certain places that I stopped going, not because I was like, oh, that's not an elegant thing to do, but it was just, yeah, I want to say it that way, because I wasn't thinking like, oh, that's not an elegant environment, I can't be there. I was just thinking like, okay, the woman that I am and the reputation that I want to have when people look at me, or when they point at me, or when they remember me, I don't want to be associated with this. So because of that, I'm going to have to take myself out of certain environments. And it just so happens that society would pinpoint most people that don't interact in or don't participate in this type of activity as more elegant people, if that makes sense, you know? And so I feel like when you start leveling up for yourself and you start being real with yourself and doing the work because you want to become better for you, I think that's where elegance starts. That's what elegance looks like. And that's where elegance can be seen, you know? But the work first starts with you, because there are some people, elegance has nothing to do with, well, Some places have some stuff to do with class. But elegance has nothing to do with like class or money, because you could have some people who have mad money and they are just as trash as the person who has nothing, you know. And then you can have people who have tons of money, or you could have people that have no money and they are like the most, they like sophisticated, posh, like completely like, wow, like that's a very elegant person, but they're not, you know, sitting on Mount High with a bunch of money and stuff like that. So I feel like elegance, just like confidence, all of these are the inner workings of you and the inner doings, I would say, of work. And once you start applying that, that's when you start, you know, morphing into greatness. Because at the end of the day, being confident, being elegant is about being great, is about respect. Respecting yourself first, understanding and knowing how to respect yourself, and then being able to show other people how to respect you, you know, because you're showing them how you respect them, so they know how to treat you. So that's what I have for you guys today. I love you, and I will see you again very shortly. If you guys watch my next video, I'll see you very soon. And have a great one, guys. Just think about what I said. Go, grow, be accountable, be intelligent, be kind, be sweet, smile today, and love a lot. Bye.